Welcome to the Hello Fall collaboration with our host, the Rusted Willow, and DIY from House to Home, and our guest host is Lady Red Crafting. All right, so let's get right into project number 1. This is a pine cone that I picked from my yard. I have a few pine trees and I use these to craft with all the time, and I did bake these in the oven 250 until I started to smell the pine scent, which is absolutely beautiful. But as soon as I smelled the scent, it means the sap was melting and they were done. And then I let them sit for a little bit, and I turned this into a pine cone flower by picking off the little petals, cutting off the stem, and then I just grabbed this ribbon from Dollar Tree, wrapped it around a candle, glued it to the candle, and then I glued the pine cone on there with a few sprigs of boxwood, and just so simple and beautiful. But just remember, if you're going to burn this candle, just take the decorations off. This is for decoration purposes only. That is a real candle. And I'd just like to take a moment to welcome you to Make All the Things with me. My name is Leah. I would love for you to like and subscribe. All right, DIY number 2. So I started off with a scrap piece of wood. I painted it in cottage white by FolkArt Chalk Paint, and I sanded it and distressed it with Valspar antiquing glaze. It just gives it the perfect rustic farmhouse look. And I used an essential stencil called Cuddle Weather, and I used Decorative in burnt umber to do the stenciling. I started off with a light coat of paint. You want to start off with barely any paint on your brush before you do the stenciling to avoid any bleeding. And I did tape down the stencil with washi tape. I'm not really good at keeping the stencil in place, so I always put down the washi tape, and I also use it to block off some of the areas that I don't want any of the paint getting onto, just in case I'm a little bit messy. The peel and the reveal is always the best part, and so satisfying when you get a perfect image. I just wrapped some twine around that block and added a little metal pumpkin. Another quick and easy, simple, beautiful project. And here's DIY number 3. I painted this Dollar Tree wooden fence with white cottage from FolkArt Chalk Paint. Distressed it with the burnt umber and the FolkArt Chalk Paint in rich black, and I just went over it until I liked how it looked. I cut up a small piece of burlap, also from Dollar Tree, and that Hello Autumn, painted that in rich black, put them on the fence, and I thought, okay, project complete. No. I wanted to embellish it, so I grabbed some leaves and a flower. I didn't like it, just ended up settling for something really simple. And here's project number 4. This might be my favorite one. It's a glass jug that had milk in it, and I saved it, and I started painting it with a foam sponge dauber, and I wasn't liking the results, so I started pouncing on it, and it had a really nice texture, but that's not what I wanted. So the last coat, I used a brush and kind of smoothed everything out, and then I used some acrylic black paint around the jar's edge just to kind of make it look like it's enamel. And I had this ribbon from Michael's that I got last year on clearance after Christmas. I just wrapped that around the jar, grabbed some raffia and a sunflower, and then I had the idea, since this is a milk jug, I have some cow print ribbon, and I thought, how appropriate. So I grabbed that ribbon and made a finger bow, which I'm going to show you in just a couple seconds. And what you want to do when you make these is you wrap it around your fingers, grab part of it with your thumb and your middle finger, go through underneath into that little V, and bring it back around, and just be mindful to keep it always facing the same direction. Pull it through, and from the back, tighten it, and then you can adjust it. Doing a bow like this will always ensure that the ribbon is the right side out. And here it is, all done. I love how this turned out. Okay, and on to our final project. I really love this one. So the technique I'm going for is the chippy look. And what you want to do is paint your surface. I did rich black and burnt umber, just some spots of burnt umber, and then I used a candle, and you rub the candle all over the surface. And with the sheepskin paint from FolkArt, I just did a nice thick coat. And I don't know what happened, but for some reason my camera stopped working while I was actually doing the scraping. So what you want to do is take a scraper and just scrape off as much as you want, whatever look you're going for. Just scrape off on the surface, and the beautiful colors from underneath show through, and it looks like a really gorgeous piece of aged wood. So this stencil is from Essential Stencil. It's called Pumpkins and Grapevine. It is absolutely gorgeous. It fit perfectly on this piece of wood. It did take quite a few coats of paint to get the coverage, but then I kind of liked how you saw some of the wood from behind, the texture, and it's just absolutely a gorgeous stencil. And if you're interested, in the description below I do have an affiliate link, and you can use the code all the things to save 10% at checkout. Just want to remind you, this is the Hello Fall collaboration. The link to the playlist is in the description. Be sure to follow along, and let me know in the comments which was your favorite project. I think I love this one, but I also love the milk jug. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, know, friends, that you are not alone and that you matter.